Okay guys, let's take a start. We are going to solve one academic IELTS reading test. Now if you are general training IELTS candidate, there is no argument. Why are we solving academic reading? Academic reading is pretty standard and it is more difficult than general training reading. And general training reading part 3 is same like academic reading. So that's why if you are a general training candidate, go through academic test and then you do general training, you will find that easier. Okay, what we are going to do, we are going to do this test together. As we solve the test, I'll give you the strategies, techniques. I'll tell you how to read the question, what to do after that. After reading the question, how to scan, skim, how to read and understand. So what you have to do, you need to point out all these things, where the answers are, try to understand them now, and at home at least you should repeat this test once. Repeating the test means question number 1 is this, answer is here, this is the answer, then move on to question number 2. So like this you should repeat all the test. Because the tips and techniques which I'm going to give you, they are almost same and they apply on all the tests. But the thing is practice. Practice is going to make you perfect. I mean, after today's class, you will not become the master of IELTS reading. That you say, sir, I got 9 band after one class. No, this is just the beginning. You take a test after this on your own. Initially, you will not understand anything. Then gradually, you will find your way. Initially, you will have only 10 to 15 correct answers. Then you go on 16, 17, 18, 30 and all that, okay? Now, let's take a start. Whenever you start, first of all, you need to read the title of the passage. And over here, the title is humanity running out of space or will we find new frontiers? Got it? Title of the passage. They have given questions before, but actually you got to focus the title of the passage. So is humanity running out of space or will we find new frontiers? Space, as populations grow, people have to look for more innovative ways to provide space. Now the whole thing is about space, and it is not the space like space science. It is space jaga. Okay, see that farmlands are decreasing and housing that is increasing. So this passage is all about space. And can you see the picture there? Sometimes in reading they give you pictures as well. So the picture shows a picture of a city. This is a drone view of a city and all that. So we understand there is a passage about space and the paragraphs are labeled A, B, C, D. Whenever they label the paragraphs, there are 2 question types which must be there. Either list of headings or which paragraph contains the following information. Whenever they label the passage A, B, C, D, it means there must be either list of headings or there is going to be which paragraph contains the following information. Okay. After reading the title, you are going to take a look at the questions which are given. So please come to questions 1 to 4. The first page of your handout. Questions 1 to 4, reading passage 1 has 5 sections A to E. Choose the correct heading for sections B to E from the list of headings. Now listen, whenever you have list of headings, I advise you to do this question at the end of that section. For example, you're doing section 1. So it's a good idea to start with other questions. Please come to the next page, questions 5 to 8. Sentence completion. Questions 9 to 13, they are yes, no, not given. So it's a good idea to start from sentence completion because that is easier. You can easily find the answers. Questions and answers are in order. So it's a good idea to start from this question type and then you can come to yes, no, not given. By doing these 2 question types, you will be very well familiar with the passage and then easily you can do list of headings. Okay, all good? And if you start list of headings, sometimes there are 7, 8 questions. List of headings will take all the time. So you should start with this and then you can go to that. But anyways, we will start with list of headings. Okay. So let's see. There are 3 type of readings or 3 type of reading styles. Number 1, scanning. When you are scanning, you are not reading, you are searching. You are looking for a specific word or you are looking for some specific ideas. We call it scanning. Fine? For example, please come to paragraph A and B, section A and B on the title page. Everyone? Title page. Find me the word infrastructure. Scan the word infrastructure. Title page of the passage, sir. Yes, infrastructure. Find the word infrastructure. क्या बात है? थोड़ा IELTS हो गया. Okay, it's in the second last paragraph, and they've mentioned, I think it's the last paragraph in the middle, for a wide range of infrastructure. ठीक हो गया? मिल गया? ढूंढें, दाएं बाएं बताएं. Right side column, and I think it's 7th, 8th last line, infrastructure. Found it? So this is what we call scanning. Now look here. When you scan, you don't read. And you usually scan from right to left. If you are looking for a particular word, don't scan from left to right. If you scan from left to right, your brain will start reading. But if you scan from right to left, words will not make any sense, so your brain will not read. Okay? Let's find another word. Same page, and this time you guys are going to find me the word Tokyo.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
See that? Chup kar ja. Okay, Tokyo. Any paragraph, title page, first page of the passage. Found it? Now see, it was easier to find. Why? T starts with capital letter. So the words with capital letters, these are the words, we call them proper nouns. Proper nouns are always easy to find. Okay? All right. Now please come to second page of the passage. Second page of the passage. And over here, I want you to find the word international airport. International airport. Found it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you are scanning. Clear? This is one of the important skills which you need to develop. Second is skimming. Now, what is skimming? If I give you few seconds to read paragraph E, section E. All right, I give you few seconds to read section E. And then tell me what is it about. Section E. Skim read section E and tell me what it is about. Got it? So section E is about outer space, like life on Jupiter, Mars, and other planets. So this is what we call skimming. And the third reading technique is careful reading. And you will always find your answer by careful reading. Through scanning, you will reach there. Scanning आपको वहाँ पे ले जाएगी. Right? Through skimming, again, you will get the idea whether the answer is there or not. And skimming and scanning, they are done quickly. And once you find the right location of the passage where there is the answer, then you have to read carefully. Now, what's the problem? Time management is a serious issue in IELTS reading. Why? Because most of the students never reach the right part of the passage where there is the answer. Why not? They don't focus the question. Why not? They don't understand the question. Why not? They don't consider the clue words. Right? So once you consider the clue words, you will easily reach the right part of the passage. And if you reach the right part of the passage, you can do IELTS reading in 45 to 50 minutes. And if you are reading one paragraph, you say, oh, ethi nahi. Then you read another paragraph, then you read another paragraph, and then your mind is boggling and you lose your mind, and then you can't do reading. For IELTS reading, you need to be emotionally strong as well. Means thoda nerves pe control rakhna hai. अंदर से फीलिंग आएगी क्या मुसीबत है, दफा करें, जान छुड़ाएं, but you need to control yourself. Okay? Now, let's take a start with list of headings. All the headings which are made here, they follow a certain pattern. And once you solve 8 to 10 sets of questions, list of headings, 8 to 10 sets, you will start to understand that pattern. For example, can you see example section A and heading number 5? So first of all, you will cross heading number 5. Why? Because heading number 5 will not be used. There is one example given. Mil gaya? Example section A, answer 5. Okay? So first you need to cross heading number 5 if they have given any example. Sometimes they give one example, sometimes they give two examples, sometimes they give no example. If there is no example, you will not cross any heading. If there are two examples, you will cross those two headings because one heading will be used once only. Okay, you cannot use one heading 2 times and all that. Now, heading number 1, how the problem of land scarcity has been overcome in the past. Underline in the past. Now look here. A paragraph where they use past tense, a paragraph where they use past years, last century, a century ago, 1,000 years ago, in 18th century, in 17th century, this heading will go there. Keep this in mind. Clear? Heading number 2, various predictions about future solutions to a lack of space. Now look here. Whenever they give you any heading about future, most of the time it is the last or second last paragraph. Because future is something they highlight in the last or in the last part of the passage. So last paragraph or second last paragraph will give you the hint about future. And for future, they will use again the same predictions. Estimated, expected, by 2050, by 2080, anything like that. Heading number 3, effects of population growth on land available. Population is the main word. They might use the numbers, billion, million, trillion. Okay, so population is the main thing. Now we are only reading the headings. We are not reading the passage, okay? First, you should skim read all the headings. Heading number 4, importance of New British Library. Underline New British Library. Importance and New British Library. Now remember one thing, headings will not go with individual idea in the paragraph. I repeat, headings will not go with individual idea in the paragraph. Headings will go with collective idea of the whole paragraph. Okay, means, for example, if in one paragraph they mention British Library in one sentence only, and after that and before that no reference of British Library, then this heading will not go anywhere. You need to see what is the scope of full paragraph. In a minute I'll show you all that, don't worry. कहानियाँ सुना के घर नहीं जाऊँगा, आपको सारा solve करवाऊँगा test, okay? Don't worry. Okay, next we've got expanding population. They might talk about population expanding, right? They are taking agricultural land or whatever they are doing. Cities are getting bigger and suburban areas are becoming the part of the city, something like that. Okay, we'll not read it then. Heading number 6, description of a mega city. Listen, for mega city, they will name the city. For example, Lahore. For example, New York. For example, Toronto. And they will give us full description of that very city. Mega city means big city, right? Heading number 7, firm belief that human habitation of outer space will occur. You've already found outer space. A paragraph about outer space and all. Firm belief. So in one paragraph, they will say there must be some room on other planets for the human being to live or something like that. A firm belief. Firm belief means it will happen by 2030. Something like that, okay? Next, heading number 8, importance of having an international space station. Now, if they talk about importance of having an international space station, and that is the scope of full paragraph, this will go there. And if in one paragraph they talk about space station, but then they change the topic altogether, space station is only in one sentence, then it's going to be a trap heading. Always remember, in list of headings, they give you minimum 2 extra headings and maximum 3 extra headings. Those extra headings are actually traps. Those extra headings only cover one small part of the paragraph. They don't cover everything, okay? So you just have to see what do they cover and all that. Okay, now let's take a start with it. All right, so we are going to take a start with section B. Now look here. Within the paragraph, there is one thing which is called main idea. For list of headings, heading will match with the main idea. Sometimes that main idea is in first line, okay? Sometimes that main idea is in second or middle line. Sometimes at the end. So you need to decide, actually you need to check where is that main idea of the paragraph. I'll show you how to do that, okay? So we look for that main idea. And one more thing, list of headings may come in section 1, section 2, or section 3 in academic reading. For general training reading, list of headings, it comes only in section 3. Because section 1 and 2, they are short, paragraphs are short. There is never list of headings in GT reading part 1 and part 2. It's only in part 3. But for academic reading, it can be in part 1, 2, or part 3. Okay? So, all right. Okay. Now, we just go on paragraph B, please. We do it together. Paragraph B. The impact of unfettered population growth is clear for all to see. Unfettered population growth. What is the meaning of impact? Impact means effect. Okay? Just give me a second, please. All right, so they say the impact of unfettered population growth is clear for all. Now just underline impact of unfettered population growth. Impact of unfettered population growth. And go back to list of headings and see if anything matches with that. Impact of unfettered population growth. Exactly, it's number 3. For impact, they use the word effects. For population growth, they use the word population growth. And then the word is land availability. If you read on, impact of unfettered population growth is clear for all to see. Urbanization is now a more evident worldwide phenomena than previously. And if you go on at the end, last sentence of paragraph B, now teeming with humanity, they are hungry for one increasingly valuable resource, and that is land. So from this we understand the right answer for question number 1 is heading number 3. Now do one thing. Cross heading number 3 from there. In actual exam, you will do that also. Cross heading number 3. It's working now. Heading number 3 should be crossed because we have used it. All clear? And by the way, as far as these sections are concerned, sometimes under one section there can be one paragraph. Take a look at section A. Section A, how many paragraphs? 1. Section B, how many paragraphs? 2 or maybe 3. Okay, so it's like that. Unfettered means without stopping. Okay, let's go on. Now please come to section C. Hitherto, the most common practice for the utilization of expensive space for living and working has been to build upwards. Now they said has been to build upwards, right? And then they say and working has been to build upwards, hence the demand for ever higher buildings, both apartment and commercial, in major cities like New York, Shanghai and Singapore, all vying with each other. Okay, now they are just telling us about 3 cities. Let's come back and see. No. They talked about 2 to 3 cities, not 1 city. Okay, let's go on. Let's not guess. Let's just go on. Second paragraph. Please come to second paragraph of section C. Recent years have seen more novel construction developments around the world. In the past, in many countries, Holland, UK included, marshals and floor planes have been reclaimed. Just come to the next few lines. In Japan, Kansai International Airport and all that. Now just keep all this information in mind and please come back how they are talking about it. Focus this thing, has been. Has been means something that happened previously in the past. Has been. It is the first heading. How do we understand? Section C, first paragraph. The most common practice for the utilization of expensive space for living and working has been to build upwards. Now remember, whenever they say has been means reh chuki hai, past tense. Actually, it is present perfect, but they are using it to indicate past. And by the way, in the heading also, they use the same structure. So sometimes from structure, sentence structure, you can understand which tense they are talking about. So they've said this thing, living and working has been to build upward, right? And then they go on and they talk about other stuff like that, underground. There has also been a tradition for building underground. So from these 2 sentences, we understand it's heading number 1, how the problem of land scarcity has been overcome in the past. For section C, the right answer is heading number 1. Now please cross heading number 1 also. Just cross number 1. so that you don't come to it again, so that it doesn't waste your time again. Okay, now let's go on. Section D. But where will the human race go when planet Earth is full? Where will the human race go? Means predictions. For prediction, they use future tense. Where will the human race go? Means other than planet Earth, what are the other options? Where will the human race go? So come back. 7 is a firm belief that human habitation of outer space will occur. No, it's heading number 2. Various predictions about future solution to a lack of space. Now come back, I show you various predictions. Please come back to section D. They say, where will the human race go when planet Earth is full? There have been many theories. Now theories are predictions. There have been many theories put forward about the human population moving to outer space. Marshall Savage, for example, has projected that the human population will reach 5 quintillion throughout the solar system by the year 3000, which the majority living is asteroid belt. Then Arthur C. Clarke. So Arthur C. Clarke and Marshall, there are different theories of them. So for section D, heading number 2, various predictions. Why various? There are 2 people who predicted various predictions about future solution to a lack of space. Now please cross heading number 2 also, because this is the answer of section D, question number 3. Okay, section E. Habitation in outer space in huge station is no longer just a dream. When you say something is no longer just a dream means it's a sure thing. It's a definite thing. For example, going to moon is no longer just a dream. Means going to moon is a sure thing. So which heading is going to match with it? Heading number 7, that is a firm belief that human habitation of outer space will occur, right? So for question number 1, answer is heading number 3. For question number 2, answer is heading number 1. For question number 3, answer is heading number 2. And for question number 4, answer is heading number 7. When you go back home, you got to practice, read it, skim read it, understand what is the heading, what is the passage, which sentences matches where, what is the language they've used, and focus all these things, okay?